Happy Manga Monday! The last Monday of the year. Oh my gosh, it's such a weird feeling to know that this is the last Monday of 2024. Anyway, just, taking a sappy second to thank you all for watching and supporting this channel. And it's been a really great year. I have had lots of wonderful chats with you all in the comments, and even, beyond YouTube into Instagram or TikTok. And I just really want to say I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. This has been an amazing second year on YouTube. Wow, that's that's also weird to say. And of course, if you would like to support the channel and you have not yet subscribed, I do encourage you to do that right now. Just, take a second to poke that little red subscribe button, give it a little boop. And if you would be so kind as to hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, if you like manga, if you just want to say Happy New Year, then that would be super appreciated. But yeah, let's get into my most anticipated releases that have been announced for 2025, in parentheses, that I could find. I got me some wine here, and we're just gonna relax, have a chill video. If you would also like to cheers and drink something with me, it could be something non-alcoholic as well. Of course. Drink some water, stay hydrated. But yeah, let me know what you are drinking in the comments below, but also what you are looking forward to the most in 2025, because I just know I missed announcements. I have been struggling a lot more since Right Stuff closed down, because I would peruse those pre-orders like daily. Weekly, all right, maybe, but seriously, a lot, just to be like, oh, this is coming out, oh, this looks interesting, oh, I'm so excited for this. I felt more in the loop. And now it's oh, I gotta be on Twitter, and I gotta be watching Yen Press's stories that my friend just told me about. I didn't know I needed to watch their damn stories to find out what they're releasing. Give me a break. Just post it, you weirdos. But anyway, all that to say, I'm sure I missed some really exciting releases, and I am so curious what everyone is looking forward to just in general as well. So yeah, drop it below. I can't wait to read your comments and probably learn about some new manga I hadn't already known were coming out this coming year. So yeah, I have broken this into publisher sections. I also apologize if there is a manga that should be in a different publisher section but is in the wrong one, because I kept making this mistake as I was doing it, going, no wait, that was a vertical, what are you doing putting it in the Yen Press, and vice versa. It was a nightmare. I don't know why I'm like this. I am so unorganized, and that's why I can't even do outlines and notes, but I had to for this because I had to see all the manga. Obviously, whatever. This is why I have the wine. I apologize in advance if I've made any mistakes. I am only human. And I'm not going to be telling you the whole synopsis of most of these. I'm just going to be giving the smallest blurb about them and why I'm excited about them. And yeah, so let's kick things off with 7 Seas Entertainment, shall we? So first up we have Blood Night Market, which is dropping very soon, early on in January. And just this cover alone, I was like, ooh, neon fluorescence, the cheeky little energy between the boys, the inclusion of vampires. I mean, an action-packed supernatural thriller in a dark city where human desires feed vampires. It ticks all the boxes for me, and especially that it's a boys love, and it's by the boys love mangaka Chise Ogawa, who is the mangaka for Cast Heaven, which is it's a lot. So I'm curious how interesting this one will get, but I'm excited nonetheless. And I also found out that Seven Seas is going to be releasing another title by the same mangaka, Versus Love, which could also be a real gem. I mean, I'm probably gonna get all of them. Let's be honest, I only included a few of the BL. There are so many and I'm like overwhelmed, but excited about all of them. But I tried to cherry pick ones that they really grab my interest, okay? So yeah, I'm doing my best. There's so many. But all that to say, we're gonna follow things up with another boys love title. This is actually the sequel story to I Didn't Mean to Fall in Love, I Didn't Mean to Fall in Love Double. So I was first told about this in the Seven Seas panel at Anime NYC, and I was so shocked because I didn't know there was a sequel to this one shot. Like, I love this one shot so much. So I'm just really hoping that we get a lovely continuation of Yoshino and Rose love story. Next up is not VL, but it is romance. So this one is called Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent. And can I just say, I am a huge sucker for an anime glasses wearing boy. Like, there's not enough of them out there. Give me more. And this is giving. Also, the adorableness that he was a delinquent, but trying to change his ways. And of course, our protagonist doesn't want anything to do with delinquents, but like, I mean, come on, can you resist? Like, look at him, he's so cute. Next up, we have one that it was promised to me in the year of 2024 in December. However, things have changed. It has been pushed back. I already pre-ordered it thinking it was coming out this year, and that is Rosen Maiden. I was really excited to see this manga coming out. I know that I'm pretty sure that Tokyo Pop released it and I just never picked it up back then, but this looks beautiful. I already am in love with the cover. I watched the anime of Rosen Maiden a long time ago, and I remember zippity-doo-dah about it. But the tagline is the hit gothic fantasy series about elegant dolls in a deadly game. And you know me and my death games and all that, so I'm definitely interested. I'm invested. I never picked it up before, so I'm excited to now. And I wanted to give one like honorable mention to this other BL. 10 things I want to do before I turn 40. I know I'm trying to limit the BL I'm interested in, but I absolutely love the idea of a bucket list. I'm actually trying to make one myself for the coming year. I'm so bad at thinking like long-term goals. It's only a year goal. I can't even, yeah, it's okay. It's a me problem. But I really like when we deal with older adults, considering I am an older adult myself. So yeah, it just looks really cute. We are moving on to our next publisher, Kodansha. So first up is this adorable looking Yuri title called I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. It's about an orphanage for girls that is actually a boot camp turning out magical child soldiers for a gruesome war. Yet love finds a way to blossom amid the bloodshed. In this dramatic, much anticipated Yuri manga, it is for me at least, that is spiritual kin to the likes of Revolutionary Girl Utena and Other Side Picnic. I haven't read Revolutionary Girl Utena. I'm gonna make that like a goal to read that this coming year. I really need to tick it off. I've been wanting to. I've had it for so long. I haven't actually just read it. But Only heard good things about that one. And I really love Other Side Picnic, so I'm very excited. Also, this vibe of the boot camp for magical soldiers gives me such World End vibes. And I love World End. I know like only like 2% of people have ever heard of this one. I feel like this anime is so good. It's, yeah. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. But it gave me those vibes. The art, the cover just looks so enticing and so pretty. And just, I am so looking forward to this one. Next up, we have Fall in Love, You False Angels. So yeah, this one could be hit or miss for me because it is compared to Kaguya-sama Love is War. And I personally wasn't a fan of that one when I did read the manga many moons ago. However, I really did end up liking the first volume of I Want to End This Love Game that I read this December, so I'm thinking maybe I should give it a chance. And I couldn't help but be really captivated by this cover. I know it's simple, but I like the character designs. I like the simplicity of it. It's so pretty. And I also like dual personalities, or hidden personalities, if you will. And the dichotomy between the two personalities, where they're seen as an angel on the outside, but really they aren't. Maybe that angelic on the inside all the time. Yeah, these two-faced angels vie for dominance while keeping up their flawless act. But how long will it take for the contention to give way to attraction? I don't know. The tagline's pretty good, so I am intrigued. Next up, we have The Pool. So this one wasn't an immediate cover, whatever, or anything. Like, this cover didn't really do anything for me personally, but the mangaka did. Knowing this is from the same author of Ajin Demi-Human, I am very much intrigued and want to read this all-new sci-fi thriller. I haven't finished Ajin in all, honesty. But what I read, I really liked of it. And yeah, so that's another one I need to read this year. Oh my god, so many. I also like that the protagonist is a woman who is leading this crew, and the excavation crew she finds in an abandoned mine to safety as alien monsters close in on all sides. And then lastly, for Kodansha, Gaia Tima. I think that's how you say it. My god, I don't know. It's by the same mangaka as Colorless, and while I didn't love, I liked the vibe. I just feel like the sci-fi premise of that one wasn't personally grabbing me. So this one might. I like that it says, anyway, in its little teaser, that it is a poignant adventure that puts a modern twist on the kaiju genre's environmental and anti-war roots. So that sounds interesting to me. And it goes on to say fans of Godzilla -1, which I did watch and I did enjoy, and it mentions Kaiju Number 8, which I love. Shouldn't miss Gaia Tima the Gigantus. Sorry, I didn't add the Gigantus originally. full title there. But I mean, if you sprinkle in, if you liked Kaiju Number 8, you'll like this. So let's move on now to Viz Media. So yeah, I was just yapping about this one, but there is actually a Kaiju Number 8 spin-off called Kaiju Number 8 B-Side coming out, and I'm so excited for it. I wasn't going to include any ongoing series, but technically they announced it as its own thing, even though it's a spin-off of an already existing thing. So I love Kaiju Number 8 so much. I'm going to mention it also because it says it's going to focus on Hoshina's backstory, which is my favorite character. So I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm so ready. Give me more of him. Give me also other characters, but like give me Hoshino. Like give me him. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. We have Firefly Wedding. I forgot to mention I already pre-ordered the B-side one, and I've also pre-ordered this one. I haven't pre-ordered a lot of them, but I tried to tell you when I actually have pre-ordered something. But yeah, Firefly Wedding really intrigues me as a romance premise because I might have mentioned it once or twice, but I like assassin plotlines. So Satoko, in order to survive this assassin that is after her, ends up asking him to marry her. Her proposal isn't so sincere, but unfortunately for her, our male protagonist, Shinpei, loves as intensely as he kills. I love this. Like, I don't know if I have seen anything quite like this in a setup for a romance. I might have, but I really like it. It looks like we have maybe some assassinating and some loving, and that sounds like a perfect combo to me. Next up is Cosmos. This cover caught my eye immediately. It is such an eye-catching cover. That girl, alien, whatever, she cute. She real cute. And yeah, so this story is also very interesting premise-wise, where this high schooler ends up using his uncanny abilities to sniff out fact from fiction for Cosmos, an intergalactic insurance company whose clients are extraterrestrial visitors to Earth. And now his own life is about to get out of this world. That summary sounds great to me. It sounds simple, but rife with drama, comedy, action. Possibilities are endless. Like, honestly, like, it's a premise that's open to explore the world, honestly. And I like the ability to be able to tell fact from fiction, sniff out lies. Makes me think of Usotoki rhetoric, where she can like hear when someone's telling a lie. And I really like that because I always wanted that ability. So super intriguing to me. And on the vein of fantasy, we have what looks to be just like one of the cutest title announcements, and that is Tsumiki Ogami's Not So Ordinary Life. I mean, just look at this cute little wolf girl. Like, when I was like grabbing the images, like I saw like more art of her, and oh, she's so cute. Like, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm for sure excited about this one. But yeah, this premise gives me such Rosario vampire vibes, where there's something strange about Yutaka's school. Vampires, ogres, and supernatural beings walk the halls. And he's drawn to a particular wolf girl, Tsumiki. It's giving supernatural rom-com, which I am a huge fan of. And the art just looks so cute. So yeah, I'm like really into this one. Next up is another romance title that looks really stinking cute. Again, part 2. Like, so cute. Like, the cover is so pretty, the art looks so nice, and I also like a romance mixed with like a coming into your own, believing in yourself vibe, and that's what this is giving. And all that to say, I'm very excited for Snow Angel. This one just looks so soft and cute and poignant, and maybe a deeper, more dramatic love story perhaps. But I just, yeah, it already makes me feel for our protagonist, who has cared for her family and endured her grandmother's constant criticism, and has practically lost all hope of ever escaping and leaving this horrible situation and home life, until her childhood friend Yuto appears and inspires her to live for herself. Like, it depends on the execution, but this could definitely make my top like romance reads of next year. I could just see it because of how like endearing and like hopeful its vibes are. Just, it's giving. It's giving coming of age story and a romance, and I always love that combo. Next up, and one I did pre-order because I saw this a while ago, is The Climber. So I am super excited about this because I really heard good things about it online, and I actually had it saved for a possible to try and track down and read online, but then it got announced it's going to be printed, so I'm like, oh good. But yeah, it's not my typical, I guess, go-to manga, but because I've heard so many good things praising this one, it's definitely one I want to check out. Yeah, the premise, the summary that Viz announced is a dangerous bid for solitude introduces Mori to the rush of solo climbing, addicting him to the heights. It's not a lot to go on. It's not plot-wise something I would naturally gravitate towards and say, oh yeah, that's gonna be for me. But when there's that much like buzz just in passing when I've looked up series that are just really good reads that you should check out, type of things, like search terms I've put in, you know, and it keeps spitting me out The Climber, I'm gonna be excited to read it. And last up is another one that I have pre-ordered, and that is Mujina Into the Deep. So this is by Inio Asano, who's done a lot of things from Goodnight Punpun to Nijigahara Holograph, which is my favorite thing I've read of his. I haven't read Punpun, and I didn't love Solanin, but it's another one shot of his. It was too close to pink for me. I think that was my issue with it. So I haven't read a ton of his work, but all that to say, the premise of this one, first of all, the cover eats. It ate and left no crumbs. I hate to be like trying to sound like a fucking Gen Z, but it did though. This cover was immediately eye-catching. The bold reds, the eye, just, I don't know. Am I the only one? I don't know. It's super appealing. So the cover definitely caught my eye first and foremost. However, the premise made me hit the pre-order button. And it is about a world in which human rights are for sale, and without them, you're nothing. A Mujina. Like, just sounds like a perfect dystopian type story that I need to, I need to check it out. It sounds really good. I already love me a dystopian vibes series, and I love this concept. It's so fucking disgusting, but rife for a really interesting story and commentary on our own world, probably. And one honorable mention as well is Ruri Dragon. This it looks so cute. I haven't necessarily put a pre-order in it, but I keep keeping my eyes on it. It's gonna be released this January, so I'm like, yeah, I feel like if I go to the manga store and she's there, I'm gonna grab her. It's giving Kaiju Girl Caramelize, where a girl finds out she is half kaiju, or in this case half dragon, and is trying to deal with that and, you know, just some unusual complications to trying to live a normal high school life, right? So yeah, it looks cute. It looks simple, but like it could be cute, full of heart and comedy. You know, maybe some emotional weight to it. I'm not sure, but it just keeps catching my eye too, so I had to shout it out. On to our next publisher, Yen Press. So first up we have some BL, I must say. There's a couple that I'm really eyeing. First up we have Nomi Ex Sheba, or maybe you don't say the X and it's just Nomi Sheba. I never know what to say the X or not say the X. But yeah, so I'm really excited for this one. It is very simple premise-wise. It's very cute, where just two boys share a dorm room in their high school and finding the other attractive, and yeah. Very simple, like I said. But I read this online a while ago, so I don't remember very much, and I know I don't know if it's finished, if it's complete in Japan now, but it wasn't at the time I found it, and I just remember wanting more of them, that they were just really cute. And yeah, so I'm excited for this one. Just a soft little BL. Unlike this next one, I'm Here Beside You. This one is giving BL angst and drama, and I also really love that. So I especially am here for the premise of this one, though the cover again did catch my eye. The premise has to do with a guy who had a huge high school crush on a fellow classmate, but didn't, you know, do anything about it. Now the guy is getting married and he is devastated, and he drinks himself into a stupor to drown his sorrows. He's surprised to wake up and find he's back in high school. Could this be Ibuki's second chance to make things go his way? Oh my god, first of all, second chance of love, love it. Concept has time travel shenanigans, love it. The premise is giving such angsty cuteness. Like, I can't. Moving on, we have The Color of the End, Mission in the Apocalypse. Again, we're giving dystopian apocalyptic vibes, a ruined cityscape. It just does something for me. There is something about a destroyed, abandoned, desolate city that's just so interesting. I don't mean to sound like a weirdo, but like, I don't know, it's good. This is a girl walks alone in a world without humans. Her mission to search for survivors and cleanse the land. But is anyone still out there in the lonely, beautiful ruins waiting to be found? Like, it's giving solitude, it's giving atmosphere, it's giving the art of a desolate, beautiful wasteland of a city. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping it has somewhere to go with it, I guess, is my only reticence with this title, because a meandering girl alone in apocalyptic wasteland only will be interesting for so long, probably, most likely, unless it's done in a really interesting and creative way. So yeah, I'm hoping for the best. It just draws me in. Next up is one I don't know if it's BL. I guess I should have included it with the BLs just in case, but that is Hell is Dark with No Flowers. So I saw the light novel for this one go up a while ago and I was immediately intrigued, but as you know me, light novels, I have been trying actually not to get into them, but as you will see in my haul video next Monday, I have not been that successful. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. They came out with a manga version of it, so I am super looking forward to this. I love the premise that our protagonist is able to sometimes see the people around him as monsters because of this curse, and he ends up stumbling across and essentially teaming up with, it sounds like, a bewitchingly beautiful boy in a huge European mansion. Like, it just sounds interesting. I'm just really excited for this one because of the supernatural aspect. Also, like, I'm gonna ship them regardless, like if it's an actually BL or not, probably. I mean, I've already pretty much like it's a done deal, it feels like at this point. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Next is a one-shot that again sounds super interesting. Great dystopian type premise, and that is Stardust Family. So this one, in this particular future world, children hold the authority to determine what couples can have kids, essentially who is allowed to be a parent. Like, it's such an interesting concept to me. And they give them these strict examinations and certify them as capable providers, and it's essentially supposed to be this utopia with no child abuse. However, is that really the case? And I don't know. It's again a very interesting dystopian, utopian type, weird futuristic story premise that immediately grabbed my attention. I also love a good one-shot, so here's hoping that this delivers. One I've heard about and seen on the internet, and so was already kind of intrigued by, and that is Kindergarten Wars. I, again, love me a assassin story. I just do, okay? That's why I wrote a whole novel about assassin, because I just really freaking think they're interesting, okay? There's so much nuance and like psychology to delve into there. But there's also rife possibilities for comedy, as we saw with Spy Family. So I'm thinking this is gonna lean more Spy Family than drama, psychological drama, but that's okay. I'm okay for that. I'm all here for that too. And so our main protagonist is this former legendary assassin who now works at a kindergarten for the children of world leaders, and it's their job, you know, to protect the children from would-be assassins that are sent after them. Yeah, this is just like a premise for me. It seems like it's full for comedic and action potential, because you have these little dumbass kids in kindergarten probably getting into mischief and unknowingly letting threats come to them, and then you have the badass assassin being a caregiver to these kids while also pew, 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 taking out the enemies. So it's just the combination, the duality. I am very much looking forward to this one. I mean, obviously, I have said that every time. I'm a broken record. It's on this list, clearly. I forgot I also found these on the Yen Press story when my friend told me about them, because I didn't know Yen Press put more releases, upcoming releases on their story. So go figure. Anyway, so we have 3 more. Sorry, I'm gonna speed run them. First up is Isekai Samurai. And this cover just looks so nice. Plus, I love isekai stories. So yeah, I mean, gorgeous art, gorgeous cover, an isekai with a samurai who just wants to become the strongest of the land, like transported to a fantastical world full of dragons and other mythical beasts, assumingly, that she can now fight. Like, I don't know, it sounds like it could be a fun time. Not a typical isekai with a female protagonist type story, and I like that. I like when we get to mix it up a little bit. And of course, the other thing that I like is a good villainous story. However, this one also mixes things up, being the heroic tale of the villainous prince. So instead of a villainess being a villainess, it's a villainous. Why do things in English sound so the same? I mean, this one's at least similar, but like, come on. Anyway, again, something that's very much up my alley. I love villainous type stories. And in this one, Prince Alfred is the villainous and is the literal black sheep of his family. When he sees his older brother, the crown prince, publicly break off his engagement to his fiancée, he swoops in to rescue her from the false accusations hurled her way. And yeah, will that resolve things or possibly not? I think it looks adorable, obviously. And lastly, I have to correct myself because this is in fact a light novel, is The Girl Who Wants to Be a Hero and The Girl Who Ought to Be a Hero. So I love the premise of one of these girls being a reckless, wild demon girl and meeting a more serious-minded daughter of a hero. I like the fantasy element of can these girls be heroes? And also, can love bloom between a human and a demon? Like, and so definitely Yuri, and I'm definitely on board. So a subsect of Yen Press, but I'm gonna give it its own category, and that's Eyes Press. So first up, I just picked 2, okay, just these 2. There's probably gonna be 100 that are coming out that look interesting to me. But first up, we have Murderous Llewellyn's Candlelit Dinner, and it just gives historical murder mystery vibes and a BL manhwa. Yes, please, thank you. Next up, we have Radio Storm, and it takes place in a dystopian zombie apocalypse. Say less, say less. Oh, it's also a boys' love manhwa that follows an apathetic protagonist whose pheromones can determine the fate of humanity, and a sexy rogue soldier with a tragic backstory. Okay, say more, say more. I'm so into that. That sounds great. Thank you. I will give you my money, take my money. So yeah, those are the two that just jumped out at me when I was scrolling endlessly. There's just too many. It's kind of becoming white noise at this point. Like it's hard. And that leads us to another publisher, Vertical. And we have Dogs and Punching Bags, which I believe is also a one-shot. I'm getting this because it's from Kaori Ozaki, who is the author of The God's Lie and Mermaid Prince, which I enjoyed. Not as good as The God's Lie in my opinion. Still enjoyable. And comes another poignant exploration of love, family, and belonging. I mean, I love that. It sounds great. I don't know what it is about their work, but even if it's not my favorite read, I have an enjoyable time reading them. Oh, goody, this one I'm very much interested in. However, I know I'm going to butcher this because it's Russian, and that is Snegorochka of the Spring Breeze. So sorry. I definitely cannot speak Russian, just like I cannot speak Japanese. So I do apologize for my crap translations. But yeah, this looks so different and so interesting. I'm immediately intrigued. I was not the hugest fan of Blade of the Immortal, which is another work by this mangaka. It's a very well-known one. I just, like, what I read, I wasn't pulled into. However, samurai stories are very hit and miss for me. So I'm really hoping for the best with this one. And this is giving us a deeply researched political drama, transporting us to the frigid fringes of the Soviet Union in the 1930s. Like, I love me a manga that can transport me to another time and another place. And I also love, it says it's a subtle adult drama and a Russian setting that's a breath of fresh air. Like, so yeah, that one looks really different and interesting. And now we're moving on to Sublime's titles. I only picked two. I'm sure I'm gonna get more than two. But first up we have Ask and You Will Receive. This is by Niyama, who did My Dearest Patrolman. The tagline is, who will win when a bad boy player and a princely narcissist go head to head in bed? I mean, all right, I'll bite. I mean, just by the mangaka alone and having loved My Dearest Patrolman, I'm excited to read this. I have this suspicion I might have read this online, but I do not remember. So either way, I am looking forward to it. And the last one is one I honestly just love this cover so much. I mean, it's one of my favorite covers that I've seen for 2025. It is so detailed, so pretty, and that is Palace of the Omega. So I am reticent because it is an Omegaverse title. However, cannot be this beautiful and not deliver. I mean, it can, but I hope that's not the case. And yeah, so it's about the Omega Prince of a poor nation who has been sold off to a wealthy Alpha King for political and financial gain. But all is not as it seems. So yeah, I mean, it's an Omegaverse, so it's gonna be, we'll see. But that cover, damn it if I'm not buying it for that cover alone. We have Square Enix. We're getting down to the end of the publishers, don't you worry. And the first title is Love in the Palm of His Hand. This BL just looks very sweet and wholesome and interesting because it is one that features a protagonist who uses sign language and acting. So to see the blend of sign language and acting and a connection that transcends the spoken word, like, I don't know, it just, it's definitely one I want to look into. And this cover also just, it's very appealing. It's very pretty. And last, by Square Enix, we have Wash It All Away. So I thought this cover was really striking and pretty simple, but effective enough for me to be like, I am intrigued to read the premise. And at first I was like, I don't know, endearing protagonist, luscious art, slice of life story, it offers tranquility in the chaos of the world. Like, yeah, it sounds good. But like, is a story about a girl making her living on this seaside resort, running a laundromat, essentially cleaning linens for people, like really gonna be that interesting? However, that is until I got to the end, and it reveals that our protagonist, Wakana, has no knowledge of her own past. My ears perked up at that. Her cleaning services safeguard memories imbued in customers' precious items. So I like the intrigue of why does she not remember her past? We get a little amnesia storyline going on, okay. And also the idea of memories and precious items being tied in. I have this feeling it's going to just touch on those very important and nuanced pieces of everyday life. And I like stories like that. So yeah, I had to add it. And here we have some miscellaneous publishers. First up, I'm going to go through them really fast. We have Titan Manga. And the one I'm looking forward to from them the most is Shadows of Kyoto. First of all, the cover, again, creepy, haunting, interesting, captivating, and is advertised for fans of historical horror and real-world ghost stories. A collection of chilling tales surrounding some of the most haunted sites in the Japanese city of Kyoto. I really love Kyoto personally, so I'm really excited to like just revisit these sites and landscape and beauty of Kyoto, but also to add that creepy, horrifying element in it, which I also love. I love me a good horror and I love ghost story and all that shit, you know? Next up is Kuma. So there's two from Kuma that I'm pretty interested in. First is Betrayer's Love Song. So this cover, the colors, the boys, the shades, yes. Also, it takes place in Italy and is about the Mafia. I mean, it doesn't need to be Yakuza. I'll take Mafia. Mafia BL for the win. That's all. Case closed. We're done here. And last up for Kuma, there's Even If There's No Rainbow Tomorrow. This one, again, was supposed to come out in August, and I already pre-ordered it. However, it just kept getting pushed, and now, supposedly, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's actually going to come out this coming year. Anyway, this is a one-shot about Whip, who runs a drag bar in Tokyo and meets some of the most interesting people in society, but at home their days are often spent idly chatting on a phone app with a user named Insomniac Salaryman. And their conversations are nothing more than grumbling about their day-to-days, but soon Whip develops some light romantic feelings, but they don't believe it will ever happen. I beg to differ. Well, I really hope anyway. It just seems really cute. I love the idea of like a drag bar as a focal point in this manga, and I don't believe I've read anything that includes drag, so I'm very much excited to see a manga with that in it. And yeah. Also, the cover looked really, really pretty with the pastels and the longing looks. Yeah, so it was also covered by. Next up is One Piece books. So I have two technically, but one's more of an honorable mention. I'm not 100% sure if I'm like super looking forward to it or not, but I still wanted to toss it in. But first up, the one that just really caught my eye was Tepeki's Honeymoon. This just looks cute. You know I'm a sucker for one of those marriages of convenience, or like one of them being more into getting with the other one, as we saw in Firefly Wedding just earlier in this video. So yeah, when the really super strong girl gets taken in by this unexpectedly gorgeous guy that's a bodyguard and heir to a major security company, to make a bargain to pay off her family's debts as long as she agrees to some steamy conditions. Like, sounds good. Sounds like a good time. And the honorable mention is You Talk Too Much, So Just Shut Up Already. I don't know, this could be off-putting. I can't tell by the title, because the title puts me off and is the reason I was like kind of just gonna scroll away, but the art on the cover kind of intrigued me. And the summary is about a girl who is deaf, and this boy unknowingly or unwittingly seems to just keep striking up conversations with her, and she is curious, trying to read his lips and figure out what it is he keeps talking to him and yapping about. So it sounds like it could be kind of funny and like a cute like rom-com-y premise. I don't know though. It also could just give ignorance and I'm not 100% on this one, but I threw it in. So you might notice that there was no Tokyo Pop. I looked and I looked. I tried to scour the internet for any 2025 releases of Tokyo Pop that really caught my eye. And though I am surely going to be buying a ton of them this coming year, there wasn't one that really like made me excited. Like if you've seen some that really excite you because you've heard something about them, or you've read them online already, or like you just think they look interesting, let me know. Hi Bibs. Down below in the comments. But for me, it was just kind of like, I don't know, nothing hitting. But yeah, I'm sure if they come out with reincarnated ones and BL ones, I'll be all over those. But yeah, overall, the one I'm most looking forward to is just the continuation of Sanctify. So yeah. And along with that, we have Denpa. So again, I scoured trying to find something I was really interested in and couldn't really find anything. Some, you know, look like, oh, they might be good, they might be interesting. However, I was reminded that they still haven't released They Were 11 by Moto Hagio, who's one of my favorite old school classic mangaka. And this I pre-ordered back on Right Stuff. What's happening, Denpa? What are you doing? You're being crazy. Yeah, so I guess there is that. I'm still looking forward to that one. And speaking of still looking forward to it, let's talk about Dark Horse, shall we? Another one that I pre-ordered on Right Stuff, and that is Drifters. I did read the first volume when it was originally printed, way back when. I just never got more, and it was a more dark action type series that I was quite a bit younger, and it really wasn't my vibe. I was way more into romance. Now I feel like I'm into a mixture of both. I like both. So I was really excited they were re-releasing it so I could actually like read it, reread it, and continue on with it. But now it's been pushed to March of this coming year. So will it come out this year? I don't even know. I'm not looking forward to anything else by Dark Horse because I simply do not trust their release schedule anyway. So I didn't even bother. It's like, will something come out by them this year? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. they frustrate me so much. But yeah, that'll do it. Those were all of my most anticipated new releases scheduled to come out in 2025. I'm looking forward to so many of them. I know there were so many in this list because there's just so many out there that look so good and interesting, and they just keep cranking them out. Oh my god. And like I said, I am sure I missed so many announcements, so many you know, that are going to come out this year that I will be interested in picking up. So let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to? Which ones that I shared did you not hear about? Because that could happen too. And yeah, are we looking forward to any of the same titles? Maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Have a very happy New Year's. Cheers. And I'll see you in the new one. Until then, bye.